Hey guys, this is Max Finn. I want to do a quick video today, and what I want to talk about right now is the difference between this is an important topic. I like to think that everything I talk about is an important topic, but this one specifically is important in the marketing world right now because I see a lot of people going against this, and it's a tough balance. I'm even balancing with, and ironically, what I'm doing right now kind of goes against what I'm going to talk about, which is the difference between free and paid content, the difference between discounting, low prices, and charging a premium. So I think we've gotten to this world as a marketer where we're seeing so many people do these like free plus shipping funnels, free plus shipping book funnels, free plus shipping gadget funnels, right? We're doing, lots of lead magnets, we're doing free webinars, we're doing free events. And there's a balance that needs to be struck as a marketer or a brand, because obviously part of the reason why you want to do this is if somebody's never heard of you before, you need to build a relationship. That's obvious, right? It's very, very difficult, especially today with Facebook ads and where paid traffic is going, to take somebody that's never heard of you before and get them to buy your product or service, especially if that's a premium product. If you're selling a high ticket item, if you're selling group coaching or consulting or agency services, right? There needs to be a relationship that's built. However, I think there are a lot of brands and a lot of people are not knowing exactly when to flip that switch and when to start selling and when to stop giving. Because here's what happens. The reason why I think giving away content for free and not charging premium hurts you in the long run is, and first of all, before I even go down this path, I'm guilty of this, okay? So I can speak from experience here because I spent the better half of my, like 80% of my entire career up until probably the last year, and I'm still battling with it, over delivering, giving myself away, my time away, which is where I make my money, for free or for not charging enough, right? Because I constantly didn't feel worthy enough to charge what I was worth. I constantly felt like I needed to prove myself to this person before I could ask for money. And because of that, it kept building and building and building, and I wasn't building confidence, right? And so for years and months, I was, hopping on phone calls, answering questions. Anybody had a question, anybody would hop on a phone call, I would hop on it. I wouldn't say, hey, it's $2,000 an hour, it's $500 an hour, you should buy this product. I would just do it, right? And what happens is two things. One, people start taking you for granted. They start taking your product and service for granted because you're not charging anything, right? So why should I respect something's time if it has no value, right? That's exactly what you're saying is my time has no value because I'm not charging for it. And the way we value things in our current system of government and our current economy is with cash, right? I pay you X, you give me Y time, right? That's the way most things work in the service business. And so when you give your time away without charging, you're saying my time's not worth anything, right? Either consciously or subconsciously, that's the way the other person is interpreting it. And so I think it becomes then really difficult to break that pattern. Once you get trapped in that, it's very hard to go from that to being the ultra premium, charging what you're worth, business owner, entrepreneur, consultant, whatever you're doing. And so I think that's part one of why it's bad to do too much for free. And again, I'm not saying that you should never do anything for free or you should never do any type of intro level pricing to get people into your ecosystem. I'm talking about doing it indefinitely and not knowing when to flip the switch. The other part, and this is what caused me to start charging more so than me valuing my time, even that, as crazy as it sounds, was that the people that you give that free stuff to value it less, and they're less likely to get results from it and go all in, right? So think about it. If I charged money for a event, right? Let's say we were doing a stand-up comedy event, and I went and gave this person, it's going to be $50 a ticket to go to the event. And I bought 2 tickets, one for myself, one for my wife. We're probably going to go, right? We spent $100 on it. Maybe for other people it needs to be $100, $200, $500, whatever it is. We spent some amount of money on that product. And because we spent money on it, it now has value to us, and we're much more likely to go and attend. But let's say somebody gave us free tickets, right? Let's say we just, hey, here's tickets. We didn't feel like using them. You guys can go. Or let's say the person just isn't charging. We're much more likely to just forget about it, not put on our calendar, say, last minute, we're not feeling like going, and not going, right? And that's the way it is with really anything. When you get a gift, right, you're less likely to fully immerse yourself in it than when you buy something. When you buy something, when you buy a book, when you buy a course, when you spend money to go to college, to go to a private school, whatever it is, you're much more likely to show up and put in the time because you want to have an ROI from your investment. You want to get value out of it because you put value into it. You put money into it. And so you're going to put the time in to get the results. And so you also, if you're teaching courses, you're doing trainings or mastermind or coaching or whatever it is, you also need to start thinking in those terms, right? Your students, your customers who you want to get results you're actually doing them a disservice by not charging because they don't take it as seriously. They're not giving it 100%. They're not showing up and putting the time in. And we see that firsthand with, hey, when we do trainings inside Unicorn Academy, which people are paying $297 a month or $2,000 a year to be part of, we have a fraction of this group size in that group as we do in our bigger marketing training group, which has like 10,000 people. And we almost have as many people show up live for our Unicorn Academy trainings as we do if I'll do a video in the marketing group, the bigger marketing group. That's not a coincidence, right? That's the fact that, hey, people in that bigger marketing group, they're not paying for it, right? So they're less likely to take time out of their day, be like, I need to show up and watch this. I need to be engaged with it. If, on the other hand, on the Unicorn Academy group, those entrepreneurs invested their money into the program. They want to get their money out of it. They want to get results. And the way you get results is you show up, you put in the work, and you attend those trainings, right? So long story short, important lesson to take from this is make sure that you aren't giving away too much for free. Make sure you aren't underpricing yourself too much. I know it's tempting in the beginning to get momentum and doing free plus shipping and a free book funnel, that stuff. You can get a lot of volume and a lot of momentum. However, you need to think quality over quantity, and you also need to think big picture, right? Because you might get a little spike because you're giving away stuff for free, but it could hurt you significantly in the long run. And we almost had that happen to us a few times by, like I said earlier, giving away too much for free and not charging enough for our services. And we almost got locked into that box, put into that corner like a lot of people do. Luckily, we were able to recognize it early on and change and make Unicorn Innovations ultra premium agency. So we charge the most, we value our time. I don't talk to a client or a prospect until they've already written us a check. I don't hop on calls or anything like that until they're already paying. And that makes people respect our time more. They show up to calls, they don't miss calls. And when they become a client, they're much more invested in the success and they put in just as much work as we do. So again, make sure you don't do free stuff for too long. Make sure you don't discount too heavily and charge what you're worth, right? That's, at the end of the day, that's the most important thing. Believe in yourself, charge what you're worth, charge your value. What you bring to the table is valuable. Somebody needs it, and you need to believe in that. And the more you believe in that, and the more you ask what you're worth, you'll be surprised at what people say yes, right? And all you need is that first yes, and it builds momentum. And then you get the second and the third and the fourth, and you realize, hey, I can actually charge $1,000 an hour. Maybe I need to charge $1,500 an hour. And somebody says yes to that, and then you can say, I'm gonna charge $2,000 an hour. And you keep pushing it. You'll never know unless you ask. Hope that helped. Let me know if any questions or comments below. Thanks.